Japan profited from Colombia's nightmare to a World Cup start yesterday. My name is Emmanuel Akura, and you are watching your World Cup special. And to join me in the studio to talk about things that happened yesterday in football, where we saw the only African team to record a victory in the World Cup 2018 was Senegal against Poland, is my colleague, our in-house expert and soccer analyst, Simeon. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine.
Please tell me about what happened yesterday.
Yesterday, to me, is something that I expected to happen. So I expect Senegal to beat Poland.
You did not
anyway.
expect Japan to beat Colombia.
No, I didn't really put my mind on that match, so I did not expect. But okay, I will. If you have asked me yesterday about the Japan and Colombia match, I would have said Colombia will win because of the quality of the players they have,
Yeah.
the likes of James and the rest. So. Yeah, I wouldn't have said Japan will win the match.
Yeah, yesterday, Senegal gave the entire African continent hope that an African team will actually go further in the tournament, because we've seen the first 4 African teams representing us, 4 out of the 5 representing us in Russia 2018, losing their first matches. And then yesterday, we saw a different African team in Senegal. What is it that they did different from the other African teams yesterday?
Like I said yesterday, I said Senegal have the lineup that could go far in the tournament. They have the defense, they also have the attack, and they also have the strong midfielder to hold any opponent in the World Cup. So that's why I'm so confident about them that they'll go far.
Okay, talking about that match, Senegal match yesterday, I was impressed. I watched the match. I expected, to be sincere, I expected Senegal to do us proud, and they did not disappoint me at all. I watched a match where offensively they were good, defensively they defended very well. But then there's something that I also watched in that match that is similar to the other African teams, countries that played in the tournament so far. That was conceding a goal in a dying minute. We've seen that with Morocco. We've seen that with Egypt. We've seen that with what do you call them? We've seen that with Nigeria.
Morocco,
Nigeria also. So, I mean, what do you think these guys need to do for them to be able to, when you are leading 2-0, 1-0 against a team, you should be able to hold that until 90 minutes?
Yeah, I think the problem the African team are facing is how to defend the set pieces, like especially the corner kick, because most of them considered, almost the 3 of them considered from the corner kick or free kick at that minute. So I think they just need to keep their mind cool and then remain more focused when it comes to that minutes. Maybe I think the anxiety, the kind of, they just like focus at the end of the match.
But were you, the overall performance of Senegal yesterday, are you impressed with the way they played yesterday?
Yes, I'm impressed with the way they play, because remember I said yesterday that if they could hold Poland from crossing the ball, from passing the ball to Lewandowski, they will do it. So if they can keep on playing like that, holding the football, don't allow the opponents to cross ball, so then they'll go far.
You know, in this World Cup, it's been very entertaining. We've seen a lot of records being broken. We've seen a lot of records being set in this World Cup 2018. We've seen the host team being the first team to score 5 goals in the opening match since 1934. And we've seen them being the only team at this stage to score 8 goals since 1934, when Italy scored 8 goals and conceded 2. They have so far conceded only 1 goal, scored in 8. And then we've seen also in this tournament where the second fastest red card to be shown to a player yesterday against Colombia, against Japan, which was shown to Carlos Sanchez. Tell me about Colombia and Japan, because it was a match that on paper, like we've said a lot of times, that on paper, these teams look very good, and there are teams that one can put his entire life or money on them. But then when it comes to playing, then we see a different ball game. Japan, mind you, is the first Asian team to beat a South American team in the World Cup. They played 18 times, won 1, lose 14, and drew 3, which is a record that was also set in Russia 2018. And I'm enjoying it so far. So tell me about Japan and Colombia.
I think the difference between Japan and Colombia yesterday was Japan were more determined and aggressive in the way they play, and Colombia played this kind of relaxed kind of a game. So I think that's the place where Japan capitalized on their mistakes or on their relentlessness.
I think also it was a reckless play from Carlos Sanchez in the early stage where you got 2 yellow cards.
Yeah.
You got 2 yellow cards in 2 minutes 50 something seconds. The only person who has ever gotten a red card was in that short time. It's Batista. That was in 1986 World Cup in 54 seconds, which is something that his entire team will be blaming him. But yesterday match, to me, I felt like you said, Japan were determined to win. They played together as a team, and that's one thing that we've been talking about. We've been crying and talking about playing together as a team. You don't need to show that you are a star man in a team. You have to play and assist your teammates in order to get result, and that was what we saw yesterday in the Japanese side. Tell me another team. Okay, let's talk about Russia and Egypt.
Russia.
Egypt is still searching for their first win or first point in Russia 2018.
Yeah, which I believe they are going to have their first win against Saudi Arabia. But
how certain are you?
No, because yesterday, I think the problem of Egypt was Salah. Because if you look at Salah played the game for the 90 minutes, but Salah was not fit in that match. So he was playing in a kind of way of trying to avoid contact from another player. So he would rather release the ball quick. Salah that we know will hold the ball.
If I remember,
try to do a lot of.
If I remember correctly, my colleague here says that when Salah comes back,
if Salah is 100% fit.
Okay, he is back. He played yesterday.
But he's not fit.
Yet.
If you look at the game, like we all know Salah. Salah is the kind of player who always hold ball, trying to dribble past opponent. But yesterday we see him, he would rather take the ball and release the ball immediately to another opponent. So when he wants to go, so he just... I think he still have the injury. He just play based on it.
What you're saying now is the same thing that we've been... And I've emphasized more on this because as a team, you should not rely solely on one player to do the magic for you. That's why you have 11 players on the pitch. And if one it's not that fit, why are the others not working for the other ones? You look at Colombia matches. Yes, they were beaten by Japan 2-1. But then if you look at the performance, after the red card, they played very well. They had a lot of chances. So for you to complain about a player who is not 100% fit, what are the other players doing on the pitch? And coming into this World Cup, sorry to cut you, but coming into this World Cup, you have a Russian side that is the lowest ranking team, FIFA ranking team in the World Cup. Yeah. And they played 7 friendly matches without winning one matches. And now look at what they are showing us in the World Cup.
Yeah, like, you see, there's a difference between the way Egypt has packaged their team before World Cup, before the injury to Salah. So now it's too late for them to now change the way they play. Because they could only get to know that Salah will not be fit for the tournament before just a week to the tournament. So it's to I understand what you're trying to say, that they're supposed to have other person. But let's face reality, Salah is their main man throughout the qualification. He scored 5 goals in 5 matches that brought them to this place. So that's how they've been building. That's how they've built their team around him. So it's not that it's too late for them to change the way they play. But yesterday, like I said, there was not too much pass from the midfield, from the attack. And if you look at Fatih, if Fatih would have played the way this Trezeguet guy play, it could have been more easier, because that guy will do more of crossing, more of a lapping, and anytime the guy goes forward, Salah always gets maybe 1 or 2 chances. But Fatih on the other side, stay back, and at the end of the day, still considered the own goal for his team, then that which brought down their tempo.
Now they found themselves in a very difficult situation. They will be praying that Uruguay are beaten by Iran.
There's no prayer to answer to that.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm just giving you that.
Since day one that we've started this analysis, I've always based my fight on what I can see, not on emotion, not an Africa sentimentality. So there's no way Saudi Arabia would beat Uruguay.
I know you said I've been sentimental when it comes to these things, but you need to understand that we are from this continent, and we are here supporting our own. We're supporting the guys who are coming from this continent to go out there and do us proud. And so far we've been disappointed. It's been disappointment from them so far. And now we have a team in Senegal who, one will argue though that a Poland side, I don't know, a Polish side that you can't really put your mind or put your money on
But the same Poland beat England.
I mean, they're in Europe. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be comparing.
So because right now, I don't want you to think maybe you wanted to say maybe they are also inexperienced. That's why Senegal beat them.
No. They are way experienced. I told you yesterday that they have one of the best strikers in the world playing for them. They have players who are playing for some of the best leagues in Europe. And Senegal playing the way they played against them yesterday. I saw a very positive performance from Senegal yesterday, different from what I've seen so far. And I complained to you before that Senegal is a team that don't have that teamwork. There's no team cohesion. But then coming into that game yesterday, they surprised me. The likes of Koyate that I was expecting to start the match the way on the bench. Yeah. Actually, that shows the depth in that squad. And it's a good thing to African football. I just pray and hope that they are going to be able to keep on the momentum and be able to have that consistency in that team. Now, let's talk about the chances of Africa in this. I know we've been talking about it every day. It's not just focusing only on Africa, but let's talk about African chances, African countries' chances of making it in this World Cup. Because we've seen so far there's so much conversations around Senegal beating Poland yesterday. So let's talk about African. Do you see the performance of Senegalese yesterday? The Teranga Lions of Senegal yesterday. With the performance, do you see them making it
out of the group?
Out of the group.
Yes, they are going to. Senegal is definitely going to make it out of the group. I don't see anyone who is going to stop Senegal in that group.
They have Japan and Colombia.
I don't see anyone who will stop
I'm scared of the Japanese side.
Yes, like if Senegal maintain the same thing that they do yesterday, like I said, if Senegal could manage to keep player from crossing, playing free kick at the edge of their box, then Senegal will do it. I've evaluated the team of Senegal. I could see the individuality that they have and then the skill that they possess, the space, the speed, and their energy. 90 minutes.
So to you, what you're saying in essence is that to you only see Senegal. You don't see any other African team joining them.
No.
How about Nigeria? Don't we stand a chance of making it to the next round?
What happened is, I'm not going to change my mind on this statement. I've been saying it every day. So Nigeria, might definitely go on Friday.
Or making the rest of African teams not to do well in this tournament because he has always been against them. I don't know why. But this is our country. These are our brothers. We just have to support them. Anyway, I see Nigeria qualifying.
No, we are supporting them. But my responsibility here in the studio is to analyze every team, the 32 teams represented in the World Cup, not to depend on who and who. And then we are analyzing based on the kind of player that each country brought to the World Cup, the 23 team that each country brought to the World Cup. What I'm saying, Nigeria does not have the team for this year. Maybe those teams will rise and then be the best in the next World Cup. But for this World Cup, no for me.
Oh, wow. That's coming from our expert analyst telling us about other African countries not having a chance of making it further in this tournament aside Senegal. Anyway, in football, anything can happen. I believe that. I've experienced it in this World Cup. This World Cup is in a World Cup where a lot of records have been broken and a lot of records have been set by the hosts themselves. They are proving to the entire world that they're not only capable of hosting, but they are also capable of going further and doing something great for the nation in the World Cup. Now let's talk about Portugal. Let's talk about Spain and Iran. Their match is coming later tonight, and then we'll be talking also about Uruguay and Saudi Arabia, because in that group we'll be praying that Saudi Arabia beats Uruguay. He's laughing because he don't believe in what I'm saying. But anyway, in football, like I said, anything. Football is evolving day by day, so anything is possible in football. Yeah. Tell me, do you see Saudi Arabia doing something against Uruguay?
Okay, you want me to go back to the same thing that I said? No. So I don't need to explain myself more. I don't need to speak more because, you see, Uruguay came to this tournament to go far.
Yeah.
Because of the disappointment they have maybe in the previous one. And
yeah.
Suarez also came to prove a point this one because he was absent because of the red card he got the last World Cup as well. So Senegal, Saudi Arabia, I'm seeing them eating another 3 or 4 goals today.
Wow. Well, I've said, and I will reiterate my stand on that. I've been saying it a lot of times that I am very careful when it comes to soccer these days. I don't want to underrate. I don't want to underestimate any team. All I want to do is just analyze it and be fair to both teams. Because I've seen in this World Cup that anything is possible. I've seen that with the likes of Iceland. They are making their first appearance in the World Cup. Saudi Arabia has been consistent, though the performance has not been consistent. But then you also have the likes of, the almighty Argentina could not beat Iceland for the first time. You have the likes of Germany beaten by Mexico since 1982, losing their first opening match. We have Brazil held by Switzerland, the first time they failed to win their first match since 1978. These are things that made me believe that in football anything is possible. So Saudi Arabia playing against Uruguay, on paper, yes, it sounds very good, but then who knows? It might just be another Iceland versus Argentina. You never know. Tell me about Spain versus Iran.
Spain, coming from that shock draw against Portugal, I think they're going to play more aggressive today, more determined today, and then I'm seeing them winning as well.
You're seeing Spain winning
Iran today
as well. Beating Iran. Iran proved to be a force to reckon with in this World Cup, because they were the first team. They were the team actually that beat one of our, not the first. They were the team that beat one of our countries from this continent in the World Cup. They got a victory against Morocco, which is something that, to me, I'm not going to write them off. And you know one thing is, when these teams are playing against the so-called superstars, they want to make a mark. They want to prove to the entire world
I know they want to make a mark, but
task.
remember, Spain also is coming from something which we call, they're coming from a heartbreak of that draw with Portugal. So today they're not going to play that kind of more of those guys.
Someone who's coming with high spirit, and somebody who's coming from a downcast spirit. What do you expect? Because to me, I feel the person who have the high spirit will be more motivated to win matches.
In this regard, he's going to, Spain is coming from the perspective of it's going to be an insult to them to lose to Iran.
Now that don't
they are going to come with the full force, with the energy. You see, today Spain is going to play more shots from outside rather than this their normal.
Don't you think there's more pressure on them now than ever to make it? Because, like you said, it's going to be a kind of disgrace if they fail to win against a team like Iran. So they will be coming with that at the back of their minds, that we have to win this game. But then you also have Iran, on the other hand, beating Morocco. They fought hard from the beginning to the end to get 3 points against Morocco. And now they see their chances of actually advancing to the next round if they can be able to get something positive from Spain. So it's going to be, to me, I feel it's going to be a tight game. Like we always say it on this show, on paper, it sounds too good to be true when these so-called superstar teams are meeting the obscure countries that we don't know about. Don't you see any surprise coming from that match?
No.
You're not even willing to analyze it from a point of...
From the beginning, I watched Iran matches, and I look at their player. I didn't see anyone who could stop.
That is a mistake.
We understand how Portugal managed to stop them. We could see who can stop them. But if you look at that match, I'm saying it, and I'm standing on my word and saying there's nothing Iran is going to get out of this game. Not even draw.
What you say, I understand, but I'm still going to refer you to the shockers we've seen so far in this tournament, because you've seen the likes of Iceland that a lot of people cannot mention players from that.
Iceland has been proving it before now. Iceland
to call names of the players.
Iceland has been proving to us from Euro the kind of caliber of the players they have in their team, not just in this World Cup. But Iran have not proved that to us. So we can't compare the two of them.
You cannot sit and be able to mention the players from Iceland, the club side that they are applying their trade in. It's very difficult for anyone to mention them, but then they were able to get a point from Argentina. So when you talk about these players, one good thing about Iran players is that they've been playing together as a team. Hardly you see them playing outside their leagues. They are playing in Asia. They are playing with each other, so they understand each other. So the teamwork, the team spirit, getting 3 points against Morocco is there. So that is why I'm saying we should be. I know
the
deep
reason
down,
why
you know.
the reason why I feel it's going to be difficult for Iran to win. Iran will come with this defensive mindset today to defend Spain attack, and once you give Spain that chance to come close to your boss, there's no way you can stop them from scoring. It's either they score or they concede penalty.
No, I mean, I would be lying if I say that I don't have it deep down my mind that Spain is going to beat them. But then I'm just saying that in football these days, everything has changed. Football is changing every day. And then we're seeing things that are happening in this tournament. I'm enjoying this tournament. I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying it so far because, I mean, with the records that we're hearing, with the kind of things that we're seeing, the controversial decisions so far from the VAR
That was so disappointed.
You
so
understand
because like we said it yesterday, and you could see against Egypt, the referee only went to review when the player protested the penalty, but the second one, because they did not protest, then because Egypt supposed to have the second penalty, but because the player did not protest, then the referee carry on the match. So that's why I'm saying that the VR is not corresponding.
I've been against this from the onset. It's something that I have said to you a lot of times, and I've been saying it that, to me, I just feel, don't take away the glamour of this game. Let it be there. Let the human referees, because they're human, they're bound to mistakes. They will make mistakes, and we'll learn and we'll have something to debate. As we soccer analysts, we can sit here. The only thing that will give us topics that we can talk about are the decisions of the officials in the people who are officiating in tournaments as the World Cup. You know, so far what we've seen how disappointing it's been for.
No, it has been inconsistent for VAR, because in a match against Nigeria, the same VAR award the penalty. Against England, the same VAR did not award penalty. Against Egypt, the same VAR did
Serbia,
not.
Costa Rica,
so it has been inconsistent.
Failed to give a red card. So me, I was thinking that as a human referee on the field, the essence of having this VAR is to assist and correct the mistakes of a human referee. You know, which we have not seen that in Russia 2018. And so far, there have been a lot of controversial decisions, and we've been having a lot of conversations about these topics. Well, okay, so your prediction, Iran, Spain?
3-0.
3-0?
Yeah.
And if Iran beats Spain?
No, it won't happen. No, it's not like, you see, I've been, like I said, before I come to show, I try to look at the possibility of the two opponents. So, and I didn't see Iran stopping Diego Costa from scoring today. I didn't see Iran stopping the likes of, what is it called? Iniesta making marks today, David Silva making their marks today. So I can't see. So the goal is going to be 3-0 for me.
All right. But to me, I still feel there's going to be a surprise in this.
We are here to analyze, and then everyone has their opinion on the scores. Okay, on the prediction. So my opinion against Uruguay is going to beat them like 2-0. Yes. Okay. So 3-0 Spain. Yeah.
All right, you heard it from us here in the studio, and I want to say that to me, I just feel this is a World Cup with so much surprises, so much records have been broken, so much records have been set in Russia 2018. In this World Cup, we've seen Russia, the host, being the first time since 1934 that a host will score 5 goals in an opening match, and the first time since 1934 that a host at this stage will score 8 goals and concede only 1 goal. And we've also seen the almighty Germany losing their first match since 1982. Now we've seen all these things happening. We've seen the second fastest red card to be shown to a player in Russia 2018. It's a World Cup full of entertainment. We've been enjoying it so far. Here on the World Cup Special, we'll be bringing to you every action, every wrong decision, every opportunity missed, every opportunity utilized. We'll be bringing everything to you here on the World Cup Special. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same station. Do have a wonderful evening.